What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those that are new, my name is William Bootsy Blandon, a struggling entrepreneur, but I'm still here. Why are banks pulling back? Banks and credit unions are pulling back lending for self-employed entrepreneurs, even Navy Federal, because I got denied for my first increase because I slipped up and said that I was self-employed. The real reason is banks and credit unions are afraid because they're in this old school mindset that a job is actually more secure than owning your own business. And we all know as entrepreneurs that, yeah, a job could lay you off tomorrow. But in the mindset of these people, you got to understand, they think you're more likely to fail in a business, which if you Google, most businesses don't make it. So they're not necessarily lying. And then you got to add that in with the fact that all these companies think we're going into a recession. All these companies think a recession is coming in 2023. Um, I used to be able to send $500, transfer $500 off my Chase debit card over to my Navy Federal account. They cut back and only made that $250 recently. I don't understand their mindset or thinking on that because you're putting more money into the bank, not less. So how does that help them by cutting it down to 250? I don't get it, but they're doing some weird stuff right now, and I'm Googling trying to figure out what's going on, and all these banks are getting scared. They're getting scared they're going to a recession. And you'll notice their Navy Federal's pulling back a little bit on loans for certain people. Now, I've even had people chime in on my videos and be like, I just got an increase for 25K, or I just got this car for this amount of money. Yeah, but you gotta look at the bigger picture. They're still giving money, but if you're a person that applies for a loan for any institution, and let's say you're making 100K a year, but you say you have two jobs. Now, on the other hand, you're an entrepreneur, you're making 100 grand a year, but part of that is from your own business. So let's say you say I make 50 grand a year at my job, whatever that is, and then another 50 grand a year being self-employed. Even though your business account is in Navy Federal, they will give that person with the two jobs a higher limit than the person with the job and the business. It's fact, guys. I don't have to lie about this stuff. And that's across the board with any institution. This is not to say you can't still get business funding, because your SBA will still give you business funding because they're basing it on your revenue. So yes, you can relax. There's still sources that will give you money based on your revenue. They don't care where that revenue is coming from. But if you go to your local bank, I happen to have Chase, and I go to Chase and be like, they're gonna be like, well, what do you do? I'm going for a $250,000 loan. If I just mention I'm self-employed, I will likely not get the loan. But if I say my revenue is coming from a job, I'm more likely to get the loan. Now, how do we get around this as entrepreneurs? Well, I had to discover the hard way, guys, through trial and error, that because I couldn't get approved for anything. I was an Uber driver and I couldn't get approved for a car or a mortgage or any of that stuff, or a lot of credit cards I was getting denials. And nobody was teaching me this stuff. I had to learn the hard way until I came to YouTube after the fact and started hearing people talk about this. You have to create your own job. So I did that. I actually went to Paychecks and put myself on payroll under my own holding company. Now, when I apply for stuff now, I don't even mention being self-employed. You can't. Because again, the mindset of these businesses and banks and credit unions, even though you open a business account in their establishment, they don't want to know that you're self-employed. So I know it's crazy, but all you have to do is establish your own business, put yourself on payroll, and when somebody asks, well, where do you work? Just put down your company name and a phone number that they could reach your boss, which is really you. That's all I did. And I know it's crazy, but these banks are really thinking there's a recession coming. And a part of me agrees with that. I mean, there may be one coming. All the signs are there. Um, there's still a lot of lending going on, but there's not a lot of good jobs out there. Um, People are starting to get foreclosed on. People are literally getting kicked out of their apartments because they're raising the rents. So a recession may be coming 2023. So what do we got to do to get ready? We have to get funding while it's cheap. There's still a lot of cheap funding out there. So any opportunity I get where I can get a loan, even if I don't need the money, guys, I will just take the money, put it in my account, and just pay back the loan with my own money. And take a portion of, let's say I'm borrowing 50K, I might take only half of that and put it towards something that could create more revenue and have that money sitting to pay back the payments. That's basically all I'm doing right now, guys. I'm still living off part of my SBA funding while I'm building my business. But the first chance I get where I can get funding to pay off my initial SBA loan, I probably will take it and just pay off the initial loan and just use whatever's left to carry on my business. We have to figure ways to get around the game. I like to call it a game because they just, even though jobs are not really stable, the old school mindset is a job is more stable than starting a small business. So you have to create ways to get around what they're trying to do, and I call it the corporate game. You have to use the corporate game to figure ways around this situation. Now, I'm not telling you just go run out and get a bunch of loans if you don't have a purpose. I would say get a loan for more than what you really need. So if you really need $10,000, I would say go out and try to get $20,000. Leave 10 in there to start paying back the loan slowly so you can use 10 of it or half of it, create some type of revenue so that eventually you're really paying back the loan with the proceeds from whatever you're doing. That's all I'm doing, guys, the corporate game. And it's not that I'm smart. I'm just like you guys. I'm a struggling entrepreneur. But you got to learn these tactics and strategies because right now the banks is really getting scared. They really are. You don't believe me? Test the theory. Like if you don't have a full-time job and you're just an entrepreneur, go in your local bank and say, I just own a business, and ask for some money and see how much you'll get. You'll probably get half of what you'll get if you just say you work for somebody. You can make 50K of your own business funds and 50K from a job. They'd rather you have 50K coming in from a job, even if it's McDonald's or Burger King. You're a McDonald's manager and you say, yeah, I'm a McDonald's manager and I'm making 50K a year. That looks more exciting than you're bringing in 50K a year from your own business. They get scared. They might even turn you down just because you said you're self-employed. Now, if you go in with your own business and put on the application, well, where do you work? You're putting down your business. And you're like me, I can go on Paychex and print out my pay stubs and the pay stubs just have me as an employee. That's how I get around this game that they're trying to play. And guys, truth be told, I believe that a recession may be coming. So I'm not necessarily scared, but I'm kind of gearing up for it. And some of my affiliate marketing products are slowing down. So that tells me a lot of people don't have money to spend. Um, a moment of silence for our gas club because it completely went to a standstill. The past 3 days, the number of people it has on the top of the website, the number of people that are signing up, that number hasn't moved in 3 days. I've looked. So that tells me less people are signing up because people are getting afraid. They're pulling back. They're trying to save their money, including me. I'm pulling back on a lot of opportunities I'm in because I don't want to spend a lot of money monthly out there not knowing what may happen or occur later or next year. And then I got to start paying back my SBA loan as of this year. So I'm out there looking for other funding sources, kind of as just a backup. It's not like I'm broke or in poverty, but I like to have backups on top of backups. So if you're like me, you want to start looking for some funding, but don't say you own your own business. Don't say that. This has been a tip for the day. I want to appreciate all the new subscribers that I'm getting. I want to thank you guys for all your support going forward. Subscribe, like, comment, click that bell icon so you get updated when any new videos are posted. And I want to tell you guys to have a great and productive day.